Hey guys, it's Mary Beth, and this is why I don't do video, because I've tried to record this about 20 times. Here's the point. Reason I'm recording this and I'm sharing what I have from Gary Keller is because I love this industry. I care about agents that are with me. I care about agents that are not with me. And it's just such an important time in real estate. You know, when Zillow comes out and says, hey, we're purchasing showing time, we should all just pause and take notice. And it just, I remember the moment back in 2018 at Family Reunion when Gary Keller said, are you listening? Do you hear this? Do you understand that we sold our data to Zillow and there's going to be repercussions? And I think it's so important. The people that are in business with me know I repeat myself a lot on this, is that you want to surround yourself with people that are better than you, more successful than you, smarter than you. And this event we've got coming up next week, Family Reunion, #1 real estate event on the planet for sure in terms of size and platform. Obviously, we're still in a digital format instead of being in Vegas having a really good time. But there's pros and cons that come out of that. The pro is that it's affordable and you can have the ability to get more out of this event than I think you can with a live event, because it's going to be recorded. You can go back and watch it, and you can get into more things than you could in a physical environment. So here's my message. If you're with me at KW Professionals, send us a yes and we'll get you registered. If you're not with Keller Williams and you're just interested to hear, I mean, there's never been a more important time to hear about, you know, what's going on and how we're going to react as a company. I mean, we're the #1 real estate company on the planet, and I think it's important that you hear what we're thinking. And no strings attached. If you just send me a message and say, hey, Mary Beth, I'm interested in hopping in that, I will get you registered personally. So please reach out. It's next week. It's the 15th to the 18th. Everything is recorded, so you can jump into whatever you can jump into live, and then you can participate in the rest on demand. And there's more information down below in the message. Thank you all. Have a powerful day.
And if you happen to make more money than that and have the ability to push that higher, that's awesome. I love that, right one. And the last one is grit is still the #1 determiner of success, and that will never change as well, right? Grit is still the #1 determiner of success. The commitment to never settle, to never give up, right, is what fuels great success.
You said to me the other day, and this, it was so great, because I hadn't been thinking about it, and I hadn't heard the statement before. I said to you, do you think we're winning on something? And you said, oh, we already won. And I wrote back, what do you mean? And you said, we already won because we're never going to give up. It'll just be a matter of when we cross the line. And I slept so well that night. For the first time. I loved how you looked at that.
Yeah, well, because, sorry, that's Millie barking at someone or a deer walking across the yard. But that's what allows me to sleep at night too, Jason. Because again, at 63, I've experienced a lot, and I've gone into a lot of battles. And what I've discovered is the one who has the most grit, the one who literally grits their teeth, by the way, and says, "You're going to have to kill me, because short of killing me, I'm going to get back up." By the way, right? Don't underestimate me. I will not stop. And what I loved what, Angela, when she wrote the book, what I love about that is she nailed it. And she's so right, because when you become an immovable object around a goal, you own it.
One of the cool things, I got to sit in on the final class of her grit class at her university this year because of COVID, right? I got to zoom in and sit in the classroom for the last session. And one of the things that she said that really struck me, which is powering your I'm never going to quit, the #1 thing that correlates to having a high grit score is having a strong sense of purpose. If you know what your big why is, you don't give up on it.
Yeah, for me, and I brought this up in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. For me, it's to become the best person I can be, to be the most of what I can be, which means I need to I want to experience life. And the only way you experience life at a high level is you just don't give up on anything that matters to you, right? You just head down. So I look at technology, Jason, and I go, we're winning because we're not giving up. Today, we're smarter than yesterday. Tomorrow, we'll be smarter than today, and we're not going to give up. We will invest whatever dollars we have to invest. We will do this, right? We will not stop. We will not stop until we have won this on behalf of our agent partners and our market center partners, which is not, right? And that tells me we're going to win. And anybody that doubts that is betting on the wrong horse on that one, right? So that's kind of it. So let me recap it again. The 3 L's are they're willing to spend to keep their product up to date. So whenever we launched a new technology product that was bolt-on in our history, the first day we did it, we were all geniuses. 90 days later, we were just smart. 6 months later, we were starting to look maybe a little stupid. And a year out, everyone's going, well, this is horrible stuff. By the way, that's the path of anybody that bolts on technology.
And I think that what we know is that bolt-on technology is anytime you're using another company's technology product that you didn't build and own. And I think we've all experienced those companies will try to find a path to monetize those same agents. And so if you think of something really cool, then you're kind of stuck because you're saying, hey, let's work together to create this amazing thing. And they're like, well, why when I could just sell it? And so you're always in this tug of war around.
And anything you invent that you actually say, okay, I'll give you $100,000 and add that one feature. Well, they're going to add it for everybody.
And they're going to keep the data.
And they're going to keep it, yeah. So because Netflix was always on, always learning, always thinking, it was able to continually create better experiences for the customer and over time made Blockbuster irrelevant. Guys, yeah. So let's look at what this fourth industrial revolution actually looks like. And this is your formula right here. Now, it all started with hardware, right? And this is actually the story of how disruption occurred. Because the first disruption was hardware was created, but then we had to have smart software that would make the hardware relevant. So then the software became really important. What's fascinating is IBM thought it was in the hardware. So they hired these two kids, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, to write the code for the IBM computer, and they let them keep the code. It'll go down in history as one of the craziest business deals ever done. They saw no value in the software. By the way, the reason I bring this up to you is there's a pattern. Wherever you are, the next one looks like it's not as important as the one you're in. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? You need to hear me, because you're at a moment in history where this now matters. To this point, it didn't matter, believe it or not, right? I just made fun of the fact that we gave our data to Zillow. Cool, great. How are you doing? Did they put you out of business? No. Did they lower your commissions? No. They didn't find any more buyers. They don't find any more sellers. They don't get sellers better prices. They don't get buyers better homes. They haven't done anything except get in the middle and sell you leads. But in the process, they still haven't put you out of business. But the reason is because they haven't gotten all the way through this chain yet. Okay?